Hello, this is Nataraja. Welcome to the special equity mutual fund analysis, which is detailed by equity fund subtypes. There are 20 different subtypes. This is as on November 15th, 2024, which is last Friday. And I usually do this once a month. So it is time to do it for the month of November. So let us look at the summary. So this looks busy, but it's easy to understand. At the top left, what you find here is the average equity funds return across 943 mutual funds, which is minus 3.63 for the percent for the week, minus 6.67% for the month, minus 1.37% 3 months, 8.84% for 6 months, and 31% for the year. So what you see here in the left bottom are the 20 mutual fund subtypes, and in each subtype how many funds are there also is marked there, and these funds are arranged in the descending order of overall ranking. How the overall ranking is assigned, let me tell you. Each fund has its return by each timeline. So individual ranking is given for each timeline. Then average ranking is calculated, and then these funds are sorted out by ascending order of overall rank score. That way we get the best ranked mutual funds at the top. So another thing you can notice here is that if the return for that particular timeline is more than the benchmark return, which is the average of all mutual funds, then it is marked in green. If it is below, it is marked in red. So that way you can sense which type of mutual fund subtypes are doing better in which timeline. And the top one in the tops are typically will have more green, and the top ranked mutual fund type is technology funds, followed by pharma funds, followed by international funds, followed by multi-cap funds, followed by ESG funds. Especially if you look at the top two, which is technology funds and pharma funds, they are green in all timelines. That means they have done better than the benchmark returns. That doesn't mean that they had a positive return. They still had negative returns for the month, and only technology fund had a positive return for the week. So this gives you a relative performance of various mutual fund subtypes within the equity space, and you would probably have more winners in the top ranked funds here, fund types here. So now let us look at how the rankings changed since last report. And that last report was October 11th, 2024. Now let me read by each subtype. Technology funds ranking improved by 7. Pharma funds ranking fell by only 1. International funds ranking improved by 8. Multi-cap funds ranking remained same. ESG funds ranking improved by 9. Flexi-cap funds ranking improved by 6. Then value-oriented funds ranking improved by 11. Large and mid-cap funds ranking fell by 2. ELSS ranking improved by 1. Small cap funds ranking fell by 7. Mid-cap ranking fell by 9. Banking funds ranking improved by 8. Then dividend funds ranking improved by 1. Consumption funds ranking fell by 7. Large cap funds ranking improved by 4. Infrastructure funds ranking fell by 7. Thematic general funds ranking fell by 11. Thematic MNC funds ranking fell by 3. PSU funds ranking fell by 2. And last one, energy funds ranking fell by 4. Okay. So this is how the relative performance of various fund types you see within equity. Let us go to the next one. Now we are going to discuss various equity subtypes by their ranking. The first one is technology. The technology funds, the top return for the year is around, see the average return is given here 40% for the year and positive for the week, negative for the month, and 5.79 for the last 3 months. So the one in green are Kotak Nifty IT ETF, Mirae Asset Nifty IT ETF, Nippon India Nifty IT Index Fund, Aditya Birla Sun Life Nifty IT ETF, HDFC Nifty IT ETF. I will not read all of them. So actually Aditya Birla Sun Life Nifty IT ETF should have been yellow. It's a mistake here. The last one is ICICI Prudential Nifty IT ETF. Also, I would consider therefore. So that is technology funds doing reasonably better compared to others through the correction period. Next is pharma funds. Average return annual 44.77, but the negative returns for the week and the month, but positive return for the 3 months basis. The top return among the green ones is ICICI Prudential Pharma Healthcare and Diagnostics Fund at 51.92. Then DSP Healthcare Fund at 51.07. The one in the green are SBI Healthcare Opportunities Fund, White Oak Capital Pharma and Healthcare Fund, ITA Pharma and Healthcare Fund, HDFC Pharma Healthcare Fund, UTA Healthcare Fund, Kotak Healthcare Fund, ICICI Prudential Pharma and Healthcare and Diagnostic Fund. Please note that even in the one in green have negative returns for the week and the month. So they relatively corrected lesser is the message here. Next one is international funds. These are the funds which have done well. If you notice, positive return pretty much in all timelines, except for one, which is NICE Bank Plus ETF had a negative return for the week. Overall annual return is 32.15 and weekly return is negative overall, but positive returns. So they are the better bets nowadays because Indian equities are still correcting. Next one is multi-cap funds. Average annual return 33.36, but negative return for 1 week, 1 month, and 3 months basis. The one in green, couple of them, the maximum annual return among the ones that are in green is 37.92% by Motilal Capital, White Oak Capital Multi-Cap Fund. Okay, so that is multi-cap funds. Next is ESG funds. Average annual return is low, 28.72. Negative return for 1 week, 1 month, and 3 months. No, nothing in green here. The highest return among the one in orange or yellow or amber is ICICI Prudential ESG Exclusionary Strategy Fund with 35.93% for the year. Next is Flexi Cap funds. They gave annual return average 30.41, but negative return for 1 week, 1 month, and 3 months basis. And the one in the greens, the best annual return is by, let me read it out, Bandhan Focused Equity Fund at 39.28%. And the one in green, the other ones are Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Fund, HDFC Focused 30 Fund, HDFC Flexi Cap Fund, Canara Robeco Focused Equity Fund, Bandhan Focused Equity Fund, Trust MF Flexi Cap Fund, White Oak Capital Flexi Cap Fund. Note that many of these in green are also negative for the week and the month, and some are positive for the 3 months basis. So let's move on to the next one. Value-oriented fund, they have 35.09% annual return, but negative return for 1 week, 1 month, and 3 months basis. The best annual return among the green are Axis Value Fund at 39.73%, and the one in green are Quantum Long-Term Equity Value Fund, Axis Value Fund, Kotak India Equity Contra Fund. So next one is large and mid cap funds. Annual average is 33.16%, negative return for 1 week, 1 month, and 3 months. The best annual return among the green ones is the Baroda BNP Paribas large and mid cap fund at 39.16, and the one in green are White Oak Capital Large and Mid Cap Fund, Edelweiss Large and Mid Cap Fund, Baroda BNP Paribas Large and Mid Cap Fund, LIC MF Large and Mid Cap Fund, UTI Large and Mid Cap Fund, Nippon India Vision Fund. We are moving to the next one now. This is equity ELSS fund. Average annual return is 29.94. Negative return for the week, month, and the year. The top annual return among the green one is the HSBC Tax Saver Equity Fund at 40.55. Other ones in green are SBI Long Term Advantage Fund, Series 1, Quantum ELSS Tax Saver Fund, Taurus ELSS Tax Saver Fund, HDFC ELSS Tax Saver Fund, Baroda BNP Paribas ELSS Tax Saver Fund, Franklin India ELSS Tax Saver Fund. So let us move on to the next one, and this is small cap funds. Annual average is 32.22. Negative return for the week, month, and year. Sorry, week, month, and 3 months basis. The highest annual return among the green ones is Kotak Small Cap Fund at 35.51, and the other one in green is Motilal Oswal Small Cap Fund. No annual return because it's a reasonably new. 6 months return is 22.73, which is very impressive. So I would say it is better than the other one in the green, Kotak Small Cap Fund. So let's move on to the next one, and that is Equity Mid Cap Fund. Annual average is 35.20. Again, negative returns for the week, month, and 3 months basis. Highest annual return among the green ones is the Edelweiss Mid Cap Fund at 46.37. The one in green other than Edelweiss are HDFC Mid Cap Opportunities Fund, Kotak Emerging Equity Fund, White Oak Capital Mid Cap Fund, Motilal Oswal Mid Cap Fund, Franklin India Prima Fund, Nippon India Growth Fund, UNESCO India Mid Cap Fund, Sundaram Mid Cap Fund, Axis Mid Cap Fund. Moving to the next one, banking funds, though they are reasonably doing better nowadays, their annual return is low, 18.17. They're negative for the week and the month, but positive for 3 months basis. The highest annual return among the green ones is 22.89% by Kotak Banking and Financial Services Fund. Other one in green are Mirae Asset Nifty Financial Services ETF, Tata Nifty Financial Services Index Fund, Helios Financial Services Fund, Grow Banking and Financial Services Fund, UNESCO India Financial Services Fund. Actually, yeah, that one has 26.79. I would say UNESCO India Financial Services Fund has the highest annual return among the green ones. Next one is Thematic Dividend Yield Fund. Average annual return is 34.93, but negative for the first 3 timelines. The only one in green, UTI Dividend Yield Fund with annual return of 41.37%. Next is Consumption Funds, 29.47% return for the year. First 3 timelines negative returns. Only one in green, Kotak Consumption Fund, but it's reasonably new fund, so 6 months return is 17.26%. Next one is Large Cap Monthly Top 50. Large caps monthly top 50 returned at 23.15, but negative returns for the first 3 timelines. Only 2 funds in green. DSP Top 100 Equity Fund gave return of 32.92 for the year. Motilal Oswal Large Cap Fund is a reasonably new fund. 6 months return is 17.91, which is better than the other one. Next one is Infrastructure Fund. They have annual average of 41.28, but significant correction for the last 3 timelines. Short term, which is week, month, and 3 months. Among the green ones, the highest annual return is ICICI Prudential Infrastructure Fund at 44.16. Other one is Franklin Build India Fund. We are moving to now Thematic General. They gave 33.10% annual return. This is the top 50, and first 3 timelines are negative. The best return among the green ones is 38.58 by Kotak Pioneer Fund. Other one greens are ICICI Prudential Exports and Services Fund, Kotak Business Cycle Fund, White Oak Capital Special Opportunities Fund, Sundaram Business Cycle Fund, Kotak Special Opportunities Fund. Now, the one that we should look at, I am looking at whether there is a defense fund here. Maybe I'm wrong here. Okay, HDFC Defense Fund, it's not even having any color. So it is a laggard. You can see in all timelines except for the annual basis, 62.07% annually. So it is not recognizable in the leadership role here. Next is thematic MNC funds, annual return 21.82%. Again, correction in the first three short-term timelines and nothing in green here. Next, PSU funds, average annual return still 50.52, one of the highest, but negative returns for the last three short-term timelines. One in green with 51.55% return is ICICI Prudential PSU Equity Fund. Next, we are going to energy funds, 33.06% return annually, but correction in the first three short-term timelines. One in green, ICICI Prudential Energy Opportunities Fund has negative return in all timelines, but it's better than the other funds. That's why since it has above average return within the list, it is marked green. So that's not good news for energy funds. So this is how the equity fund space is looking across various subtypes, not promising. Further corrections may happen because of global dynamics. So we need to watch and see. There is no recommendation or solicitation to any fund investment here. This is just an analysis for you to have a better grip on the mutual fund space. Mutual funds are always subjected to market risk from an investment perspective, so be careful. So you can follow me on various bulletins on one of the social network platforms. So I would see you again soon. Weekly bulletins will be there anyway. So see you next week with at another weekly top 50 analysis bulletin. Thank you.